Hi, everybody. Joe Appello, George Connor, All Sports Talk with Joe and George. We're here after the Masters, and the Master, we'll talk about the Masters, over here.
What a Masters
Go ahead,
tournament.
give it to me, big guy.
Tiger Woods wins number 15.
Unbelievable.
Not only does he win it, glamorous fashion. So, Joe, how many times, so that was his 15th major.
Okay.
How many times do you think he came from behind to win a major?
Never.
Once. That was his first time. He had the 14 majors he had won prior to that, either leading or tied for the lead going into the last round. He was a couple shots back. There was 12 guys that could conceivably win it. Molinari folded, had a couple bad shots. He hit it in the water on 12, hit it in the water on 15. Tony Finau, who's I think going to win there eventually because he's only played there a few times, plays really well. He's right there. He hits it in the water on 12. Tiger Woods, not out of nowhere, but I think we all wanted Tiger Woods to win. The entire industry wanted Tiger Woods to win. CBS was loving it.
He's kind of come full circle, or now he's a favorite. He was a bad boy for a while, right?
Yeah, I think for a little while, I think he had a lot of detractors.
Yeah.
And then he had some issues and things like that. So people were kind of against him. But I tell you what, it's great for as somebody in the golf industry. It's fantastic because it brings in a lot of money, a lot of interest. 21% of the TVs in the United States were on the Masters. Wow. Which I don't know what the Super Bowl gets.
And you kind of either love him or hate him, right? It's kind of no in between.
Yeah, but I think because you have the comeback story there, I think even the guys that didn't like him before are really rooting for him now. It's a great story.
It's great for golf, no question.
Yeah, and he played great. He just dominated. There was he's the only guy out there that has that intimidation factor since you go back to Palmer, Nicklaus, that era. And so he on 12, which is a dangerous little par 3. He hits it up on the green, plays a smart shot. Finau and Molinari, who are in the group, hit it in the water. Now Woods is just standing back there, and the dagger's coming out of his eyes. I mean, he's just standing there like this. And at that point, I don't know that they had a chance. Because that intimidation factor was back. Right. So great for golf, great for viewing, great for CBS because they can make a lot of money on the advertising and things like that. But I think it's fantastic.
I guess his mom was there, right?
His mom and his kids.
Was there a girl there?
No, I think just a son. Yeah.
The girl was playing soccer or something, or
she was away.
Going to a tournament.
So great, couple of great pictures that I saw was when Tiger won his first Masters. Came off and his dad was there.
Oh, okay.
And you had the big hug, and so they put that picture up next to Tiger and his son. Earl Woods, Tiger's dad's passed away, so it was kind of a neat, little comparison of, that was a long time ago.
And the dynamic of that is that if a guy like Tiger Woods doesn't really need to work the rest of his life. No. And he doesn't need to even play anymore. But obviously, it's what he does and what he does very well. So I think great athletes, him, Michael Jordan, they challenge themselves mentally, like little challenges.
Yes.
So his challenge is, I want to win a Masters.
Yeah.
And that's a goal. That probably kept him going.
Yep. And
the whole time.
I think, I don't think he'll really contend at Bethpage in a few weeks for the PGA Championship. Pebble Beach, you never know. He's played really well there.
Does he have to go? Does he have to go to Bethpage, or?
He doesn't have to go. But he'll go. So that's the PGA Championship coming up in a few weeks. Okay. Down on Long Island. Then in June, Father's Day will be the final round. That's at Pebble Beach. He's got a good record at Pebble Beach. Wow. He won the U.S. Open there before. He's won multiple events there. So you can't count him out for that one. I don't see him contending at Bethpage. And
how about Tommy Fleetwood? A chance?
Tommy Fleetwood came out a little flat this week, but I think at Bethpage I'm going to pick him.
Okay.
You can put
Keep
that
on picking him, huh? Yeah.
Now, staying on the sports theme, or the golf theme rather, because it's all sports. University of Hartford women's golf team went down to the MAAC, M-A-A-C.
Well, you're assistant coach at
Mid-Atlantic Athletic Conference. Okay. I work with the team, and Maria Loza, our number 1 player, won the individual title of the conference championship.
Division 1?
Division 1.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So she's. We'll actually find out in a few hours what NCAA regional she's going to go to.
Okay.
Now the team didn't have their best week, but Gabby winning, she gets to go as by herself to go to the NCAA's, which is very exciting.
How does that work?
First time in school history.
Do teams go, kids go, individuals go? Or
so we're in the MAAC conference. University at Albany won the event.
Okay.
Their team goes to the NCAA's.
Team goes. Okay.
Gabby won the individual, she goes as an individual.
Okay. So if she'd win individual, she wouldn't go, obviously. Okay.
Yep. So, first time in school history on the women's side that we have somebody.
What year is she? Senior?
Sophomore.
Sophomore, really?
Yeah.
Where's she from?
She's originally from Columbia, lives in Orlando, Florida now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did she get up here?
I
mean,
yeah, it's a good program. They must have heard I was the assistant coach. I don't know.
They paid her well?
No. No, she's on scholarship, but
Nice.
University of Hartford's a good school. They have some unique degrees, and a lot of the women that are playing golf, they're not looking necessarily. They're not thinking, oh, I'm going to become an LPGA tour player.
Right.
But I can use my golf skill to offset
where I
a
wanna
lot
go.
of my education costs, and great kid, and works hard, and I was happy for.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Great. You all done with golf? Or anything else?
I can talk golf for the rest of the hour. You want to?
NBA. Let's do a little NBA. I know that's not the good.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll sleep for this.
They're getting down to the semis of each East and West.
Yep.
Last night, Portland put away OKC.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. and then they play the winner of the. Who do they play next? They play Denver, right? And then Denver, and then Portland. I mean, Warriors will probably play Houston. Well, they both have a game, a pending game for tonight. Both teams to win it. So they're on a collision course, and then we got Denver and Portland on that side. And the other side, in the East, you got Celtics against what are they playing? They're playing the Bucks.
Yep.
And they have the Raptors against Sixers. Yeah. So that should be I think this is probably the best time for NBA. You got 8 teams left.
Yeah.
You really obviously have and very, very rarely in the NBA. I don't know if ever actually where any first round guys get upset. They might go 6 games or 7 games, but the favorite hardly ever
There's
loses.
so many teams that get in that there's such a disparity from the low seed playing the 1 seed in the division. Yeah.
And it's funny, you can really see how some of the guys are exposed as far as shooting wise. Guys are clanging threes right and left, and then the opposite effect, they're nailing the threes right and left. Last night, Paul George was hot, and Damian Lillard was out of his mind last night. He ended up with 50 and a game winner from 37 feet with his time ran down to put that. They were 115 all. He had the ball 15 seconds ago and comes down, just dribble. They had Paul George on him, which is an excellent defensive player.
Yeah.
And he drove a little bit, stepped back, and nailed a 37-foot three-pointer as time ran out, and then waved goodbye.
As the ball's in the air. That's a gutsy move. That's all over the internet. He lets that go, starts waving goodbye, clang, and then now he looks like an idiot. Yeah.
Actually, what he did is he followed through, held his hand up. Then when it went in, then he waved.
Okay.
He wasn't waving until
all
actually.
right.
Yeah, so it was. But then Seth Curry, who's on Portland, turns around and just stares at the OKC bench. But it was a tremendous NBA game, tremendous game. And then Denver destroyed San Antonio last night. Yeah. But now Celtics Bucks. I think the Bucks destroy them. I honestly do. Yeah. First of all, who's going to guard Giannis? Who's going to guard him? Right. They don't want one guy. They put Morris on him. I think Marcus Smart would have been the best player to put on him because of his grit and toughness. But he's out for the playoffs. Yeah. With his injury. So how are they going to stop him? And the thing is, to be honest, you can't stop him. So you'll get every guy on the other team in foul trouble. Yeah. Every guy will just eventually foul out. And I think the Bucks are really good. So I think the Bucks and Sixers are going to make the semis. I think the Bucks beat the Sixers. I think Portland beats Denver, and I think Warriors beat Houston, and then Warriors and Bucks in the finals. That would be excellent series to watch. Okay. This is the best time. The only thing that bothers me, I told you about this a few times. I tell everybody at the store, it's like, I can't understand all these guys. These guys get called for a foul and plead with the official. Yeah. Up and down the floor, and look at the jumbotron. And it's like, be quiet. Yeah. I saw one guy. I don't forget who it was. Guy went up and he, boom. I mean, almost took his arm out, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
It was just incredible. What are you looking at?
You know, we had this conversation yesterday, the day before. It's bothersome, and what I hate to see is it starts at the young age.
It does.
You know, middle school,
Yeah.
town league, whatever it is, and it's allowed.
Right.
You know that, you know, like you say, it's a blatant foul. It's not
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
nitpicky kind of call.
Yeah.
And the first thing is, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
And then the crowd sees it on Jumbotron, then they start yelling.
Yeah, but like I say, it starts in the school gyms and everything else. And you know, Joe's a mean guy. I don't know if you guys know that. He said if he was, you know, out on the floor, just tell him that's the last time you're going to do it. Tee him up after that.
You would think the
and teach him a
officials will
lesson.
just say, listen, don't even come near me after a call. If you do, you get teed up. And just start teeing people up. It's easy to say, I'm sure it will never happen. But I mean, and you get these officials to sit there and go,
Yeah.
and then they move on.
Yeah.
And that's the worst thing about basketball in all those years I've covered, coach, or whatever, watched basketball, is that it's the only sport where you can actually not play because of doing something bad. In other words, like football, you could hold 15 times in a row. You're not getting kicked out of the game unless you do something, you know, blatant. But I mean, you foul 6 times, you're out, and the whole game changes because you're not playing anymore. Even last night, I think Paul George had 3 fouls in the first quarter, and then he had 4 fouls in the middle of the third quarter. So, you know, he fouls out, they don't get a chance. They don't have a chance. He never fouled out. He had 5 fouls a minute ago. But I mean, they can call a foul every single play in basketball, every single play with the contact. I've always loved the officials that always officiated with like no harm, no foul type thing, where the guy gets pushed over, but he still maintains the dribble. It doesn't affect his play. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. But on the other hand, if you're going and you get pushed or accidentally knocked over and you go out of bounds, then you got to make that call.
Right. Yeah,
You have to, because it lets it turnover.
But a little incidental contact that doesn't change the flow of the game. Yeah.
These guys are so big and strong and jump so high that a lot of times they're going up and the hand's not touching them, but they're hitting with the hip or the legs or the body.
Yeah.
And that's a foul, in my opinion, too.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's amazing how, especially at the pro level, these guys miss foul shots. How do you miss foul shots? Yeah. How do you shoot 50% from the foul line? Yeah. I know some of you guys have giant hands, or it's like shooting a softball for a normal guy, but I mean, those are free. I mean, there's some games, you know, you lose by 4 or 5 points and that team goes 11 for 20 from the foul.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of those are one-on-ones. You know, you missed the first part.
Right.
So, it's interesting with the evolution of the NBA. And they had a lot of college players declare for the draft. Zion finally declared.
Yeah.
Zion Wilson declared. And
he's going to be a bust. You heard it here first. He's going to be a bust.
Yeah, I draft that bust. Yeah, so that's so the NBA still got another probably 4 weeks to go. No, actually in June.
Yeah.
In June, I think they
It won't quite get to the 4th of July picnic, but it'll go through a good chunk of June.
Wow. So they got
As does the NHL.
Well, the other thing too is with the NBA, I think in the years gone by they used to have best of 5.
Yes.
In that first round.
Yes.
Now they go best of 7, so they want the more revenue and more money.
With extra days in between, and travel, and oh yeah.
And you know, now they have, which is one good thing, they don't have any back-to-backs. I don't know if they ever did in the past, but they don't, like, in the regular season you have back-to-back nights, but you don't have back-to-backs in the playoffs. It's always one
The way
game.
I remember the best of 5 was 2 games back-to-back, day off, 3 games, day off, and then go back-to-back for 2 games.
Okay.
This is going back
20
years ago when it wasn't all about how many. Well, there was fewer teams there too,
and what are they worried about travel? I'll travel on luxury airlines, not like
they're not flying Southwest.
Yeah.
Not that Southwest is not luxurious.
You said that. All right, so anyway, college basketball, the guys are declaring for the draft. You got the lotteries coming up, and then the thing about the NBA draft is, like we said before, is that if you don't get drafted in the first round, you're in Europe or China or somewhere, and it's so risky for these poor kids that come out and think they're going to make it. And I mean, I saw a game Denver played. The last game of the year actually was Utah. Grayson Allen had 42 points. Never played the whole year, pretty much. You know, he's a former Duke star.
Sure.
And it only goes to show he can put him up if he gets the shots and gets the time.
Right.
And I think that's kind of commensurate with all the guys like that.
But you got
who
12
has the
guys
ball.
on a roster, and you have a limited number of teams.
Everybody was all this and all that, and it's just a tough dynamic.
Yeah.
Baseball-wise, your Mets are doing well.
Mets are hanging in there, yeah. Not a lot of injuries, unlike
oh my God,
the other team in New York.
The Yankees are ravaged. You see the graphic that we talked about. Oh my God, you'd have
Let this one go here.
Yeah.
Pay attention to this. This is
Stan
good
in
stuff.
Stan in left, Hicks in center,
Yep.
Judge in right. You got Andrew Hart at third, DD at short, Tulowitzki at second, Greg Bird at first, Sanchez catching, and Severino on the mound. That's all you guys on the injured reserve right now.
And that right there is a World Series roster.
That team is better than most teams in the major leagues.
Yeah. And every one of them's on.
Everyone's hurt. Yeah.
Did they pick up the Mets medical training staff? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, I think they borrowed them.
This is crazy. The only we had a little, I call it a scare as of right now. It looks like it's going to be okay. DeGrom was throwing on an off day.
Yeah.
And he used the term barking. My elbow was barking.
Yeah.
He's already had Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
They were in St. Louis at the time. Went and had an MRI in St. Louis. Stayed with the team and then coming home.
Yep.
And had another MRI and was actually soft tossing, the next day.
That's never good, boy, when you start barking.
It's scary.
No matter what.
It's scary. But, he said, he's kind of felt this in the past before, not last week, but, a year or two ago.
Yeah.
So, hopefully it was just a little bit of soreness.
Yeah.
He skipped a start, and they're actually planning on him making his start over the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that old saying, you can, there's injured and playing with pain. I guess it's two different things. Yeah.
But a pitcher with an elbow issue, and then, because he, and we had kind of talked about it, he had gone so many quality starts, so many innings without a.
The quality starts is what, 2 runs or less or something like that?
6 innings, I think it's 4.
Is it 4?
It's not a a great performance.
Okay.
But I mean, he'd gone back to like May of last year with that, and he had 2 rough starts. Now, I'd say the first one, okay, maybe he's due for it. The second one, maybe the elbow was maybe a little sore, a little inflamed, or whatever else. So he wasn't throwing the pitches. Syndergaard has not had a great start yet. So on the promising side, because Mets fans were all optimistic, they're 13-10. They're leading the division.
Vargas
in April.
has been pitching a little bit better.
Vargas has been pitching better. Wheeler did it all last night.
Yeah, I mean, Vargas give you 4, 5, 6 good innings. That's all you want out of him.
That's all you
need out of him.
You can ask for. So the good thing is they're winning games, even though they're 1 and 2 pitchers.
Yeah.
They haven't really got up to a great start.
Yeah.
DeGrom had a couple great starts to start the season.
Ooh, hey.
A lot of dust up there. So I'm liking the Mets so far.
Yeah.
My goal is that they keep my interest until the Jets report to training camp.
Conforto's playing well, too. He's been pretty consistent.
I like Conforto.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they got
Rosario's coming.
Yeah, and Alfonso's been still hitting well, and Jeff McNeil's
so
hitting well,
Alfonso, when they were out in St. Louis, check swing, gets hit on the hand, comes out of the game. They had x-rays, negative, nothing's broken. Apparently, overnight, he keeps texting, emailing, calling Mickey Callaway. I'm okay, I'm going to play tomorrow, because he had a beef with the guy who's pitching, Dakota something or other, from back when they were in college. And he doesn't like the guy, wants to make sure he gets in the game or whatever else. First at bat, takes him out of the park.
Nice.
So it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. And Cano's been, I think, a good influence too.
Yeah, I mean, he's got potential of just hitting shots everywhere once he gets on track.
Yeah.
The thing that's amazing to me about guys getting hit in the hands, how do you not break your hand? If the ball hits you in the hand like that, it's incredible.
It's got to hit a bone.
I mean, or you see these guys wear the elbow pads, like hitting the elbow, same thing. Shatter your elbow, you think.
Yeah.
Or I see guys get hit in the leg and they're not. They break their shit. It's incredible sometimes.
Yeah.
What happens there? Now the Yankees, seeing on the Yankees, they've won. They won like 5, 6 in a row already. But what they've done is their pitching has been phenomenal. They have like an ERA under 2 for the last 5 games.
Yeah, they're on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Same record as the.
And they got a minor league all-star team playing on the field. They had Brett Gardner batting third last couple of nights. He had 3, 4 hits last night. A triple, double, and a single. And playing well. And they've got
Wheeler had a double and a home run. Who needs a DH?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let them hit. So they got Mike Ford playing first base last night. Who's that? They've got.
Do we know anything about this guy?
Yeah, the minor leaguer. He's from that area or something. I don't know.
Okay.
And then Tauchman was out there. He's got 2 home runs. They got a couple of Spanish guys, Urcela and Estrada. Estrada was first time in Major Leagues. He was 2 for 2 last night. First 2 singles, first 2 at bats. Then Higashoki, whatever the name was, catching. Romine is catching. They leading off LeMahieu and looked for hitting 3rd or 4th. Gardner playing center, and then Tauchman and the other night, Clint Frazier. He's on second base, and they try to pick him off. He twists his ankle, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" Another one.
Yeah.
And he kind of walked off, and he got to third on the ground out, and then he scored on a sac fly for the go-ahead run. But he ran home all right, and but I guess he's a little bit banged up too. Another guy.
Okay.
But the best thing about what's happening with the Yankees is all those young guys are getting a chance to play.
Yeah.
You know, and they're doing well enough. You know, they're not tearing up, but with the pitching they got. Now, how about the Red Sox lost a doubleheader to the Tigers yesterday?
They
Incredible.
They are not good.
They're in trouble.
Yeah.
They're in big trouble, man.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
You know, and that's, you know, I mean, typically there's like a hangover or something after you win the World Series. In a lot of cases, not a huge number of personnel changes.
That's it. You got to mix up with different guys, new energy, a new look.
You know, but on the other side, a lot of times, whether it's the Super Bowl, World Series, NBA championship, a lot of those players elect to move.
Yeah.
Okay, my stock's high now. I want to go somewhere else. Red Sox didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
They didn't re-sign the closer there, who Kimbrel, right?
Yeah.
But
he's still out there too.
Yeah.
Dallas Keuchel's still out there.
Yeah.
What is it, hanging around, just waiting for someone to phone, waiting to phone him. And Gio
Eating,
Gonzalez.
sitting on a couch eating Funyuns. And, watching the NBA finals.
The Mets signed Gio Gonzalez, right?
Yes.
They signed, so that he might be a factor in in June, July. You know, he can give you a few innings. I mean, quality veteran major leaguer. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? It doesn't cost you anything. Cost you much.
Yeah.
But
well, you know, the Mets, they don't.
Hanley Ramirez is out there too. I guess he got released by Cleveland. He's out and about somewhere. I was watching the Yankees last 2 nights against the Angels, and cracks me up. Kobe Calhoun plays right field.
Okay.
All jacked up, batting 182. And it's the same. It reminds me of some of these guys that just they look great in the uniform. They swing the same way every time. They had him lead off the other night. I mean, it's
182 in the leadoff slot. That's a bold move.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know, if there's a brawl, you're good. He's ready. Stand by him. But otherwise, they got Pujols and then Chapman. 2 games ago, Chapman blew the lead in the 9th inning. He was down. Billy Goodwin was up at bat, lefty against lefty, and a nice shot to center field to tie it. But the Yankees ended up winning it in the 12th that night. Yeah, that was 2 nights ago, and they won again last night. They've been holding their own.
So here's something you haven't heard in a long time: the Red Sox and the Orioles, same record.
Wow, it's amazing.
Wow.
The thing is that the Red Sox are kind of lucky because nobody's running away with the division right now.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But on the other hand, last year I think they shot 17-3, so they kind of put everyone in the rear view mirror. So
and then hold on.
Now and Evaldi has to have elbow surgery for the Red Sox. He's out 6 weeks.
Yep.
I mean, he was one of their most reliable starters. He was starting to pitch very well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They traded Blake Swihart. Gave up on him. They brought up Eddie Leon from the minors. I guess Pedroia went out of the game last week with his knee was barking, so I think he might be done. I mean, he can't even. I mean, that was a severe injury he had, and then he, he's been in and out of the lineup. And you can't really play if you're in and out of the lineup. You can't get that rhythm. You can't get that groove that you need to actually get going.
Now that being said, one of the most impressive things, and you don't see it on the baseball that you watch. You know, you watch the American League, you sit around and wait for the home run.
Right.
In the National League, you're going to see a lot more in-game moves, this, that, and the other thing. To me, one of the most impressive things in Major League Baseball is a guy coming off the bench, pinch hitting, and getting a big hit.
Yeah.
He's been sitting there with his jacket on for 2 hours.
Well, probably downstairs in a cage, on a machine. There's more that way, but
you know what I mean? It's just
not the same. You're right.
You haven't seen real pitching, and you're, I mean, these guys are millionaires because they're good, so they're in the game. Yeah. But I mean, they're paying attention to the game. Right. But boy, to come off the bench, like you say, maybe you're down in the tunnels or whatever. Yeah. Come off the bench, make a few practice swings, and deliver a clutch hit. Yeah. You don't see it all that often.
Definitely skill. There's been a couple guys that have been great pitchers like that. And they're almost invaluable. Yeah. When coming down, but nowadays with the rosters the way they are, I mean, you got 25 guys on a roster. You've got probably 12 pitchers, and then you've got 12 or 13 position players, and you got your starting 9.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 guys on a bench.
Yeah, 3 or 4 guys, one of which is a catcher.
Backup catcher, and then you got really basically 2 or 3 guys. So you don't have that much, maneuverability. You have much. You can't do too much.
Yeah.
And you can't do it early. You do it in the 5th, and someone else gets hurt or ejected or whatever may happen.
Yeah. Speaking of ejected, Bryce Harper.
Oh, he went crazy tonight.
He went absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
He got punched out or called out.
His hair didn't move though when he was.
Oh, it's like
it was perfect.
Teflon. Perfect. Not well.
Yeah,
it's not Tommy Fleetwood hair.
Perfect.
Not Tommy Fleetwood hair. But yeah, it was the first shocking first time in I don't know like 14 years or something that a Philadelphia Philly has gotten thrown out of a game.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Which is kind of shocking. You always think of Philadelphia athletics, the Philadelphia teams being kind of gritty.
They throw snowballs at Santa Claus, so you think that somebody in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you would think. But they're talking. I mean, it was enough where he really charged at the umpire that he might end up getting a suspension.
It's amazing how what are these guys going to do? Just say let him go. We're going to beat the crap out of the umpire on the field, and then what? Okay, you missed it. It's amazing, It's amazing. You show you're a tough guy or something. I don't know. I don't get it. And wasn't even. And he was on the bench. So he was on the bench,
and that goes back to a little bit what we talking about in the NBA.
Yeah.
He was on the bench chirping about he didn't like the third out strike or third out call or third strike call. Excuse me. And in baseball, there's still a rule. You don't argue balls and strikes. And that was it. So they ran him, and then they ran the coach on top of that.
And then the umpire turns around and say, enough.
Yeah.
And they still keep going.
Yeah.
And then they get thrown out, and they're like, I do firmly believe a lot of times, not that they don't want to play the rest of the game, but maybe they're hungover, maybe they're tired, maybe they're like, let me get out of here.
Maybe he's a player, certainly.
I don't know all the time, but I mean, once in a while, I think.
Yeah. And then I think that there's times where the manager will get thrown out trying to get some energy, trying to get him fired up or whatever else. Yeah. There was some great. Tommy Lasorda was famous for that.
Oh my God.
Tommy Lasorda would go out and argue a call just because he felt he should, or to kind of protect his players, or fire him up, or whatever else. And I remember seeing an interview with him. He was out, and if you saw the video of it, you have no idea. He's face to face with this guy, and he's talking about going to an Italian restaurant tonight because he's just out there to make it look like he's.
And he'll say to him, throw me out. Oh, yeah. And he makes believe that, he starts kicking dirt, and the fans go crazy. And Earl Weaver was like that, too, way back in the day.
Earl Weaver and who's the guy in Atlanta? He got thrown out more.
Bobby Cox.
Bobby Cox, I think he holds the record for getting thrown out the most.
Yeah, Jackson's, Then they go in the clubhouse, put their feet up, watch TV.
Yeah.
What's going on. Then they call down and tell them what to do.
Exactly,
It's not rocket scientists. Really
somebody, was it with the Yankees? Somebody, basically as a joke, as a manager, had gotten ejected, went back into the club. Bobby Valentine came out with the super fake, like we're not trying to make this look real.
Yeah.
Fake, like kind of mustache and glasses.
Bobby Valentine. Yeah, way back.
Bobby Valentine, what's he doing now?
He probably runs restaurants. I don't know what he's doing.
He runs a restaurant up by the airport, and he's the athletic director of Sacred Heart University.
That's right. Yeah.
And doing a good job down there.
Yeah. He was one of those guys, almost like a Patino, where they have the name, reputation, but I don't know how good a manager they really are when you're coming down to it. How good are these men? How do you judge a manager? I mean, how do you judge someone that's? I don't know. It's always the toughest thing. One loss record, obviously, but then you've got knowledge of the game, the way they suit their players. But on that note, I read this interesting article in Sports Illustrated about athletic trainers and strength and conditioning coaches.
Okay.
That's become, in college football nowadays, your strength and conditioning coach is more important, some people feel, than your offensive or defensive coordinator. Because in NCAA rules, you're only allowed in the off season to spend 2 hours a week with your players.
Yep.
Whereas a strength and conditioning coach is allowed 8 hours. So he's got interaction with those guys 4 times more than a position coach.
Yeah.
And now their salaries and their pay is getting up to snuff with other coaches. I just read this article talking about this wild man from Oregon named Aaron Feld, and he got paid $200,000 a year. But now those salaries are creeping up to $500,000 to $650,000.
Okay.
Nick Saban just locked up his strength and conditioning coach. He's making over $500,000.
Okay.
A guy from Georgia is the same thing. So what's happening is when Cristobal got the job at Oregon, the first thing he did before an offensive defense coordinator, he called up this guy, This guy Aaron Felton says, "Come on over and be my." He's from Georgia, I think.
Yeah.
And come over and be my conditioning coach.
Yeah. Well, when you're talking about how do you judge a manager, that's always kind of the knock, right? Well, the manager, oh, they won the World Series, they won the Super Bowl, whatever else. Well, I'll say football, the manager's going to be maybe a little bit more important than in baseball.
Right.
But what do you always hear? Well, with that roster, how could you not? Well, the strength and conditioning guy is the guy who makes sure the roster stays intact.
Right.
He
on the field
keeps them healthy.
Yeah, that's true. And with all the technology nowadays, I know I think it was Alabama. They have something inside their shoulder pads, the back part of your shoulder pads, where they monitor your heart rate and all that kind of stuff. And it's amazing, all the technology.
Yeah.
And plus, with this guy, remember the trainer that got in trouble at the University of Maryland when the guy died last year?
Oh yeah.
And who's to blame on that? I mean, a million people could take the blame, but one logical point to figure out your trainer.
Sure.
Was he not hydrated? Or, the head coach, or whatever. But that's another thing. You get someone unfortunate happens like that, then someone's got to pay the price.
Right.
And they all got fired on that.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting dynamic, and these guys are so. I mean, some of these guys go to college weighing 200 pounds. By the time they're seniors, 285.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting 85 pounds in 4 years. Yeah, it's all obviously all muscle and everything. It's just incredible, what they do to these guys.
Yeah. And we could do that. Let's have next show. We'll have a weigh-in, and then a year down the road, we'll see how much.
I do that naturally.
Yeah.
20, 25 pounds a year.
Yeah,
They eat muscle though.
Milkshakes.
Yeah, they eat muscle.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, BMTs. Whatever it may be. But yeah, so I mean, I think it's interesting the way all these sports evolve in different ways. Even like we said before about the bets. I mean, is it the training staff that because these guys are getting injured or not be able to play? Is it because the training staff's not monitoring them? Is it their fault? I don't know.
I mean, we'll never know. But if you have a team like say take the Mets over a 3, 4, 5 year span with that number of injuries, something's going on.
Something's going on,
or something's not going on.
Yeah.
There's not protocols in place or whatever else.
You know what it is too? I think a lot of these pro teams, like these guys are supposed to go to training. They're supposed to see training, and they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. They go home or I want you to go down ice down or hot, cold.
Yep.
They're like, no, I'm going home. I'm good.
Yeah.
I think that happens a lot more than we know. I mean, they can't make them go in there in theory. They can't push them into the ice, an ice bath. Let's go like a baby. So I think a lot of these guys will just say, and then you see the other players on the other hand, the guys that take care of their bodies.
Yeah. That
do that no matter what. I don't have to be told. They do it. They have to do that. And they do it. Yeah. I mean, there was a rumor that LeBron sleeps in a air chamber or something at night.
Okay.
To help heal. And there's some guys take, with the hot cold stuff, it heals quicker. You bounce back quicker. But I think the technology is just getting to a point where it's all about your body. You can't really put anything in like TB12. You can't put anything in there, and you've got to have because you have to try to get every advantage you can over your opponent, and that's one thing you can control a little bit is your nutrition, your training, and your rest, and like that.
Your recovery, your rehabilitation.
And the guys that don't are out of the league in 2 years. It really what it comes down to because they're so competitive.
And again, if you sign that guy to a rookie contract or whatever else, he's in year 2 or 3, and he's a big shot now and starts not going to training, then gets an injury. Well, guess what? When it comes time to renew the contract, this guy's not all in.
Right.
So let him go, or just release him, put him on free agent, whatever it happens to be.
You can't get on the field. You don't good to anybody.
Right.
That's what.
And if it's deemed that you're not doing the workouts and the treatments and the therapies the way you're supposed to, hey, you're not here 100%.
Right.
So
That's why it's amazing. You get some guys that played for years and years and years, and Cal Ripken, some of these guys. Yeah. That's just incredible.
Derek
what
Jeter.
they did. Jeter, and without even without getting a major injury.
Yep.
Anyway, so baseball-wise, Yankees are hanging close. The Mets are playing well, so that's
that
good.
division is exactly what we said it was.
And the Red Sox are just, I think, in trouble. But, the Red Sox need to have all their guys play at the top of their game in order to right the ship, and that's not really happening. So, and they'll figure it out, I'm sure, at some point. But they just don't have.
So you think they'll be in the conversation come August?
I think that the division is so evenly divided and so evenly matched. No one's going to run away from it, so everyone's got a chance. Yeah. So I think the division winner and a wild card come out of that. So last year. So that's probably what's going to happen. So we'll see. I mean, obviously,
But
it's a long way to go.
for that to happen, say Baltimore is going to need to really fall off,
Yep.
and somebody else, because if they play each other so many times.
Raise our bet.
If they keep beating each other up,
Right.
That's how that wild card team is not the wild card team anymore.
That's true too.
You could almost look at, say,
Good point.
the weaker division,
Right.
and say, well, they play the weaker schedule, so they'll come out.
Everybody's the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got the NFL draft tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, you gonna
Big
stay up
night.
for it?
I'm one of those. I'm a nerd. I watch the whole thing.
This is a 3-day draft now.
It's really, yeah. I think the first 2 rounds are tomorrow.
Oh, they do 2 rounds. Okay.
I think they do 2 rounds the first
Okay.
night. I think.
I
And then
was thinking
then they do 3 and 4 and 5 on Friday, and then they do the 6, 7 on Saturday. I think that's it. The problem with that, it's so redundant. It's the same old thing over and over again. This guy's fast, he's strong, and how wonderful they are, and all that sort of stuff. It's such a inaccurate science of how these guys are going to do. And the thing is now,
Mel Kiper knows exactly what's going to happen, who's going to take
him
who.
and McShay, yeah. And then what happens is, I think these guys, now it's at a point where when they have the combine, it's not as authentic as it used to be, because now they actually train for the combine.
Yeah.
They do all the things you do with the combine to get ready for it. And so when the numbers are off the charts, it's because they've trained for it, not because they just walk off the street.
Yeah.
How many bench presses at 225 you got?
Yeah,
Well, I've
vertical
been doing it.
jump, 40-yard dash.
Good job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it's underwear Olympics, right? They call it.
Okay.
But yeah, on that note, so
Moving on.
yeah, and you wonder why some of these guys, like there's one guy, DJ Metcalf from I think it was Ole Miss or Mississippi State, one of those two. The guy was like a freak. He's like 6'3", 220, 1.5 body fat, and runs a 4.5 and all that stuff. Well, how come he didn't tear it up in college?
Yeah.
Maybe the quarterback wasn't that good or whatever, but still, I mean, guy that's that freakishly built and everything, he should be killing it. But I think what separates some of those guys is their attitude and their want to. How bad you want it.
Yeah.
But like you said, once they get that contract, once they get the sign, now it's up to them to keep it going and to get better and better.
Right.
Russell Wilson just signed a major contract. He's the highest paid player in football now, I think. So they locked him up.
Yep. The long-term deal?
Yeah, I think 6 years. I think it was something
Rest
like
of the career kind
that.
of
Yeah,
thing.
pretty much. Yeah. He's another guy. He's married to Sarah there, whatever her name is, Sarah. She's a millionaire, just like Tom and Giselle there.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's got a made quarterback, and you got a gorgeous model wife, and I mean, don't get any better than that.
That's as good as it gets.
Yeah. So that's where we're at there. Now with the draft, I think the biggest thing about the draft is it's such a cat and mouse game, and you don't really know who's going to do what. Now, obviously, the Cardinals have the first pick.
Yep.
And all along, it kind of seems like they're going to take Kyler Murray. If they don't,
out of Oklahoma.
if they don't,
Yep.
that starts the ball rolling for everything. I mean, it's almost like the whole draft is predicated on whether they take Murray or not. Okay. Because if they take Murray, do they trade Rosen for the picks, or they keep Rosen? And then I think in the top picks, you've got San Francisco's number 2. And obviously they don't need a quarterback. They signed up Jimmy Garoppolo forever.
Yeah.
And then 3 is the Jets, and they've got Darnell.
Yeah.
4 is Oakland Raiders, which I think John Gruden has lost his confidence and faith in Derek Carr. I think he's kind of had enough of him.
I agree. Yep.
So if Murray is still, if Cardinals don't take him, and Murray, I think Oakland takes. Jets and San Fran are not going to take him.
Right.
So I think Oakland takes him, and they get rid of Carr. I think it's what happens there. So that's the first case scenario.
Now, on that, going down that same line, do the Giants try to make a move with somebody to jump that?
Yeah, I don't.
Or is this not the year? Are the Giants going to say, okay,
I think
the
the Giants would take Murray if they possibly could, but they don't have to trade with Oakland, in theory.
And Oakland wouldn't do it.
Oakland wouldn't do it because they would take him. I would think.
Yeah,
because
so 5 and 6 in the draft. Oakland's or no,
5 is Tampa Bay.
5 is Tampa Bay.
Right, and 6 are the Giants.
Yeah.
So
4 and 6 are your first quarterback needs there.
Right. I think the Giants take a defensive player. I don't think they take it. They don't take quarterback. Okay. The only one they would take is maybe Murray.
What about Ohio State? Dwayne Haskins.
The Washington Redskins love him. They say they love him. I think they're going to try to trade up to get him, is what they say.
Okay.
Is the latest I heard from him. I don't think the Giants love him that much. Even though he's a Jersey guy, and he's got the intangibles with the size and all that kind of stuff. But again, I think it goes back to what we said last week. Is only 10 starts, 10 collegiate starts, and just not enough. Yeah. If I had to take a quarterback out of that draft besides Murray, I would take Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock is the best one.
From Duke.
From Missouri.
Missouri.
He's 6'4", 230.
Who's the kid from Duke?
That's Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
And he's a little slow. They say some guys are saying he's another Peyton Manning.
Speed-wise, or are we talking being able to understand the game plan?
Can't throw the long ball.
Oh, okay.
Can't throw the long ball. He's not fleet of foot, so he's kind of like a Joe Flacco type.
Okay.
Like kind of stand up in a pocket quarterback, but can't get in trouble. So in today's game, that doesn't really work for me. You know what I mean? You gotta have a guy that can create plays and can move a little bit in the pocket. Otherwise, you're gonna, that's why Flacco is. He's got one more year, a couple of years left. But quarterback is always the sexy thing to talk about. You've got Drew Lock, you've got Haskins, you've got Murray, you've got. I like Will Greer from West Virginia. I think he's an interesting guy because he's the one that he's 23, almost 24. He got kicked out of Florida for steroids, and then he transferred to West Virginia and did well there. He's married with a little baby daughter. She's 2, I think.
Students with students.
So he's a little more mature, obviously, and more focused than these other guys. And his 2 brothers we talked about are pop stars or whatever you call them. And he's kind of interesting. He might be a decent, but you don't want to waste the first or second round of some of these guys if you can avoid it. That's the thing,
Because A, it's a valuable pick, and B, you're paying him a bunch of money to do it, right?
You don't know how he's going to pan out. Not that anyone does, but I mean,
you take your risk in rounds 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's ferocious defensive guys. You've got Josh Allen from Kentucky. Yeah. You got Devin Bush from Michigan, who's a linebacker. Yep. You've got Quentin Williams from
Ed Oliver.
Ed Oliver was a monster.
A lot of people think Bose is going to go to the Niners in the second pick.
That's pretty much a given. They say, And then they've got 2 guys from LSU. The linebacker from LSU, I think it's Waite. He's another guy. It's amazing. Yep. Then they got Greedy Williams, who's a corner, supposed to be tough. So it's Tampa Bay at the 5 spot's interesting though. They still got Winston, but they might have had enough of him. He might be on his outs there. But I know
Cincinnati's in the 5.
Oh, Cincinnati's 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cincinnati's 5. Then you got
Giants are 6.
Then Giants, Jags, Lions, Bills.
Okay.
Broncos. Tampa Bay's all the way down to 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to be. I think the Giants go.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. It was Tampa Bay. Okay. I'm looking at something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Giants go defense first pick, and they go quarterback with the 17th pick if they have something they like.
Yeah.
If Drew Lock's there, they'll take him. But I don't see him really, selling the farm for a quarterback. I just don't. I don't think they need to do that. You got to know your Eli. I mean, because you bring in a rookie quarterback, it doesn't mean he's going to.
He was better in 18 than 17, right? Would you say, Eli?
Yeah. Well, the second half of the year last year he was good.
Yeah.
They played well because the offensive line got their stuff together.
Offensive line got stuff together, and they had a running game.
Yeah.
So maybe you're still building for the future, but you protect them a little bit better this year.
In a perfect world, you draft a Drew Lock and one of these guys to sit behind him for a year or 2.
Yeah.
Just like.
Doesn't seem like it happens anymore.
Doesn't happen much. It happened to Mahomes. But Mahomes was, he was good. They knew he was going to be good coming out. Yeah. That was a good one there.
Yeah. It seems like Aaron Rodgers was the last guy who kind of came in as in an apprenticeship or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the year that the unbeatable New England Patriots start to look for our replacement?
They're looking for a quarterback, I think. Yeah. Again, same thing.
Early or late? They're going to try to kind of find that needle in a haystack in the later round.
Yeah, they have. They're always got something up their sleeve as far as a guy they like or whatever. Yeah. They've got the 32nd pick, I think.
Yeah, they're last of the first round.
But I noticed I was looking through this thing. The Arizona Cardinals have 2, 4, 6. They have like 10 picks, whereas The Baltimore Ravens have 2, 4, 5. They have 8 picks. Bills have 10 picks. They got some teams. You know, the Bears. The Bears have 5 picks. This is the whole draft.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of and they don't have a pick till the 3rd round. The Bears.
Yeah.
So that's tough. And Carolina Panthers might be in the market for quarterback. They don't know how Cam Newton's shoulder is and how much time he's got.
Yeah, he's been in the league a long time.
They'll live that. Bengals have 12 picks. Browns only have 2, 4, 6. They have 7 picks. But Cowboys only have 6 picks. Starting with round 2.
Yeah. And obviously that's the one GM trying to outsmart the other, right?
Yep.
We're going to trade this pick this year, and see where it goes.
Most of the teams have 2, 4, 6. Most of the teams have like 8 picks, and some have a lot less than that.
Yeah.
But I think the Giants have a lot of picks. Yeah, Giants have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 picks. The Giants have,
Okay.
which is whereas the Saints have 2, 4, 6 picks. Patriots have 2, 4. Patriots have 12 picks too. And the Jets only have 6 picks.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yep.
I think it's Steelers are an interesting case too. They just locked up Ben for a couple more years, but they're gonna need another wideout
Yeah.
to replace Antonio Brown. But I think the Raiders are the ones that are gonna blow up the draft. I think they need to do something crazy.
Who's that?
Raiders with Gruden and Mike Mayock. I think they're gonna do something that's kind of throws because you see a lot of times in this draft too. Somebody will draft somebody and trade them somewhere else for go back and forth. It's such a cat and mouse game that you don't know what's gonna transpire down the road. So we'll see what happens. But I think the Giants go defense. So I think they get an edge rusher. They need a little pressure on the quarterback.
So edge rusher first, and then maybe more offensive line after that. Or
I think they go quarterback 17th pick. If Daniel Jones or Drew Lock are left, I think they go there. But I don't think either one will be left. So.
And now do they have to fill a little void in the wide receiver position?
They signed Golden Tate, which and they have Sterling Shepard. And
Odell Beckham Jr., Golden Tate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think the philosophy there was to focus more on the running game with Saquon.
Yeah.
So in other words, there's only one football, one basketball. So I think they try to use Barkley in a better capacity,
Okay.
and not worry so much about Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham's been chirping back and forth about the Giants on Instagram. You said that last year he wanted to go to the away games and stuff, and the Giants told him to stay home. So, the guy is just like he can't stop with the social media. He's got to.
Oh, yeah, he's got to,
Gotta get in there.
That's how these guys, whether it's him doing it, or his agent, or his publicist, or whatever else. That's how they stay relevant. They stay in the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Now, ice hockey. Bruins won last night.
Bruins, big game 7.
Yeah, one of the girls that works for me is a big Bruin fan. She said they were going to win, so
okay.
So listen to her.
Oh.
But anyway, I think the draft is you can sit there and speculate all you want about who goes where, but once the trade starts and the picks start, it's like dominoes. You don't know who's left and who got what. I always liked the philosophy of best athlete available.
Yeah.
I always thought that was just the best way to go and the best character person.
Just to interrupt for a second, there's basically two philosophies, right? We're going to take the best athlete available when it comes to our pick, or we're only going to go for need. And then when it comes to need, okay, if the Giants decide we need an edge rusher, then it's just this is our order of who the best edge rushers are, based on ability and character. Is there baggage? Is there?
What Parcells used to do is they literally had a checklist, and they would check off all the boxes and see how many boxes were checked the positive, and that's how they would grade their potential picks.
Yeah.
And there were some grades on his report card that if you didn't get checked off, they wouldn't even look at you as far as character, drugs, stuff like that.
Yep.
Injuries, not enough games, played in college. So that would say he wouldn't even look at a quarterback unless he had 30 starts.
30 starts, that's right.
No matter what they did.
Yeah.
So but it's almost like you have to stick by a certain philosophy, I think, to be successful.
Yep.
To really just nail it down.
Have a philosophy and then just stay with it.
Because one year if you're looking for need, one year you're looking for best player, then you're back and forth, and you just get a mismatch of everything. And,
Right.
But the draft is so so important to your success of your team. You draft the right guys, man. They can turn your whole program around. You know, as opposed to every other sport. I mean, basketball, first round, you get one guy.
I was going to say, football is probably, the draft is most important in football. Second in the NBA.
I was going to say,
Third NHL, and baseball, nobody cares.
Yeah, baseball is just a long-term project.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, you get drafted and, you know, you're not playing the pros for, well, unless you're a college senior, you might get up to a year or two.
Yeah.
But as far as pro baseball, you know, you're 16, 17 years old. I mean, some of these not foreign guys, the guys from Dominican, things like that, they drafted when I was 16 years old. Yeah. And they haven't developed yet. They haven't filled out yet. And how do you know what they're going to be like? You know?
Physically, how they're going to be? Skill-wise, how they're going to be? Intellectually, you know, a 16-year-old kid, and I have this conversation sometimes with college athletics, is they make these verbal commitments and everything else really early. Yeah. These kids haven't made life choices yet. Right. They haven't decided, I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to go down. I'm going to hang out with bad guys. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to make good decisions. I'm going to make bad decisions. Right. 16 years old, now you know. Now, if you're any Major League Baseball team, you've got some presence in the Dominican and other places down there. Yeah. You're not breaking the bank for these kids either. Yeah. You know, so it gives them an opportunity to get into the Major League systems. Right. But you know, what are they getting? 30 grand a year, 25 grand a year.
Right. Yeah. Right. Then you've got Cole Anthony committed to North Carolina, so that's a pretty big sign. He's a very number 2 prospects out of high school. He's a Greg Anthony's son. Okay. Yeah, he played in New York City. I went to, I think, Oak Hill or somewhere, and he's a 1-2 guard. Can play point, can shooting guard, and he's like 6'2", 6'3". He's real good. But he's going to North Carolina. Okay. They already have Colby White there as an excellent point guard. So they have 2 good guards. So he'll help them.
So is that your preseason number 1, North Carolina?
I think so. Yeah. I really do. I think they're loaded. Duke, I don't know what Duke's got coming in, but they lose so much. Yeah. They lose those three freshmen. Yeah. Trey Jones is back for Duke, but he's a point guard.
And it's interesting. I think we've talked about this before, but you know, Duke was that, you know, academic, and we have our guys come here 4 years, maybe 3 before, and now, I mean, it's almost like they're going.
Look at some of the guys that played were one and done. Okafor, remember him? Yeah. He's I don't know what he's doing now. He's nothing. Yeah. The other guy from Jabari Parker, he played at Duke?
Maybe. I don't know.
He might have played. Yeah, he was another one. He's floating around the NBA. I don't know. Yeah. But all right. So who do you think the Cardinals pick? You think they pick Murray?
I think they take Murray and then Rosen, and like you said,
you could keep them both too. You know?
Yeah, it's expensive though.
See what happens. Yeah.
You got a salary cap, so you got 2.
If I'm the Cardinals, I stick with Rosen, and I trade the number 1 pick for maybe 2 first rounds if I can get it, and get 2 good players. And because you need so much help, you know. Yeah. Murray's running for his life every time he drops back. It's not going to do any good, and he's going to get hurt. Yeah. You know, in my opinion. And then I think Bosa goes 2. I think the Jets. Who do you think the Jets are going to take?
I like Eddie Oliver from Houston. Okay. Edge rusher.
I think the Jets might take Quentin Williams to cover up the million from Alabama. Okay. Or they might take Josh Allen, the linebacker from Kentucky. Or I like the guy White from LSU. He's an animal. Yeah. And they got.
And then, like you say, Oakland is all going to be depending on what the Cardinals do.
Yeah. They're not going to take a quarterback with that. If Murray goes to the Cardinals, they'll probably take an edge rusher too. Seems to be a lot of good edge rushers. They got the 3 guys from Clemson, Farrell, Wilkins, and you've got so they got those guys. But it's going to be it's interesting. It's fun to watch. The only negative part about that is there's so much time between a pick sometimes. Yeah.
So the schedule is Thursday, April 25th. We're filming this show on the 24th. 1 round on Thursday.
Oh, it's 1 round. Okay, first round.
Second and third round Friday, and then Saturday 4 through 7.
4 through 7. Okay.
So you gonna take the day off Saturday from the store?
That'll be all right.
Put the TV in the store?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. This time of year, that's what we need.
Yeah, you know, have a cup of coffee, throw some half and half in there, sit back, relax.
Yeah. Sit down for 30 seconds, I feel guilty over it. What are you doing there?
Feel guilty or get told to be guilty.
Yeah, exactly. Feel bad.
All right.
All right,
hey,
George,
Joe,
good
thanks.
job.
Great show.
All right, we'll see you. All right.